Hello, welcome back to school. Um, this is going to be kind of like another introductory. I can't speak. Introduction of year two arithmetic. Um, a little bit about my history and kind of what we're tackling for year two. Um, so as far as like my academic remembrance of year two, I really don't remember much. Um, like I remember we did the flashcards where the teacher sat on a chair and we had the desks kind of spread off to the sides, like kind of like um half of them were over to the left side and the other half were over to the right side, and all the students stood in two lines, and the two at the front, they had to beat the other person to um get the answer correct. They had to say the answer sooner than the other person. Um and then at the end, like after that question was done, they would both go back to the end of the line. I don't know, but I'm sure there was some way where if somebody got it wrong, or they may have had to stay there until they got it right. I don't remember. But I really didn't like that. Like I just didn't like it. Um I think either if it's consciously or subconsciously I knew I was at a disadvantage because I couldn't see the cards well, even though they're like really, really big. I knew I was at a disadvantage because I couldn't see well. Um but yeah, so that's really all I remember. And I don't even know if like what if they were addition and subtraction or if they're multiplication. I don't know what the operation was that we were doing, but I really didn't like that. I don't know, the flashcard thing. um Other than that, I really don't remember anything. Um I should mention that as I was in school, um like my homework assignments, they were I think this happened more as I was getting into the higher grades, like five, sixth grade or something. Um, that they would literally just cut my homework assignments in half. If the class had to do the whole worksheet, I only had to do half of it. If the class had 100 problems to do, I only had to do 50 problems or something, or sometimes even less. So Um, yeah, I really think that my education like really got gypped, is in a sense like they didn't expect the same amount of work out of me. Um, and that's probably why I don't really remember anything, because I just didn't like. I don't know if they didn't care, I didn't care, but or if it was just a really horrible setup that I just didn't learn anything. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my second year arithmetic. The only thing I know is those cotton picking flashcards. Um, so going into year two maths of what I'm doing with teacher, um, let me pull up the syllabus quick. Okay, so this is the syllabus. Um, and this is kind of like a general overview of what it is that we're working through. Um, so there's a review section, which is basically a whole bunch of review work, which is good because I haven't done this in like a month. give or take. Um, so it'll be a nice way of kind of, seeing what I remember, seeing what I don't remember, things like that. Um, and then like there's addition and subtraction from 11 up to 100. Those are covered in the various books and charts and things in various formats, I guess. Um, and then there's numbers that carry over, like, I don't know, 25 plus 25 and 8, I think. um, so there's those, and then there's subtracting greater numbers from a smaller number. I think that would be like 11 minus 20, but I don't know. Or is it 20 no, I would think it'd be 11 minus 20. I don't know. But somehow I think they're like, I don't know, um, borrowing or carrying, but they're not really introducing those concepts. I think right now they're just introducing just the facts, like just memorizing, like 9 and 9 is 18, and 9 and 10 are 19, or, you know, things like that. So they're just like drilling the facts without really teaching about the borrowing and carrying. Because I know that, I think that's mentioned in year 3. Um, then there's the section on adding, what is it? Adding by tens. Adding and subtracting by tens to and from each number within the limits of 10 to 100. These are, um, this I found at the end of year 2 in the eclectic manual book. It didn't have a chart, so I have no clue what that means. And then the last section deals with basic multiplication and division. Like, that's when multiplication and division are formally taught. They are covered in the various sections before it, but it's not covered in the sense of understanding what multiplication and division are, if that makes sense. Um, but there's a couple books that I found that I think they might explain it really well, because I've never understood that concept. Um, Up here is a list of books we're using. Here. So we got the Eclectic Manual for Teachers. I can never remember that. And then there's a couple of the books that we've used in the past, the OLN, the oral lesson and oral lessons and number. We did work through that last year, and so we're going to continue more with that. And then there's the first book in arithmetic, which actually accompanies the oral lessons and numbers. Um, so then there's the white manual of arithmetic. Um, oh, that's a teacher book. Okay, that's a teacher book. Um, I think I have that in there for teacher. Um, and then there's the actual textbook. Um, and then there is, what else are we doing? Another elementary arithmetic, TFSN. We did that one last year. We're gonna continue our way through it. Um, and then the student book, it's pretty much the same setup as last time. So like all the books that have a star next to them, those are all the books that I will be working through. And all the books that don't have a star are books that we are going to be doing in class, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Um, so for most, I think for nearly all of the books, I have it set up where there's a book that we're working through in class, and there's also homework book. So, like here, um, this is kind of like a general course outline for like part A, the review section. Um, so we did the reading and a lot of discussion. Um, and so my homework would be working through pages I can't read. I want to say 9, 5 to 8. So that's my homework. And then when we go to class next, we're probably going to work through these lessons in whatever book this is. That's teacher book, and then there's the class book, and then there's I guess it's a little reading section, but there's no work out of it. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of the gist. I think what he may have me do is start working on section 3C, because that one has a lot of pages in it. So yeah. um so that's kind of how it's set up right now. And then there's flashcards and recitation section, which basically has different things like going through the cards and learning new cards, um kind of in the same manner as before. um I think it's in the section B. Nope, I don't know where section. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, this one, like for most of this course, it has skip counting by 2s and 3s and 4s and stuff. So I think I go through this like 3 or 4 times throughout the whole course. But basically, this is something I'd learned from one of the homeschool moms, that she said that if you do skip counting, it will really help with multiplication. So that's what that is. And I have a chart that I got printed off, and I had it I had it laminated so that it will actually withstand all the holding and whatever else I might need it for, cuz I don't know. Um I've never done this sort of thing, so I'm sure having a chart to kind of count the fingers or count the numbers or whatever, I don't know. Um we'll see how it goes. I did break it up. I tried to do it like in half. So instead of counting by 2s up to 100, because that would be a lot, I only did it from 2 up to 50. And then the next time I do 2s, it would be from, I think it'd be 52 up to 100 or something. And then I have it going backwards. So there's a lots of interesting things going on in this, with the skip counting and the new numbers for the tables and things. So this is going to be kind of exciting, I guess. Um and then at the way end of the course is when multiplication and division will formally be taught. So, yeah. Okay, so if you want to like, share, and subscribe, and um follow my adventures in this or any other activities I'm doing, that would be nice. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for all notifications.